Hey guys, GNT here, and today I'm talking about Akashic Records of Bastard Magical Instructor. Yeah, that's the translated title, and that's what I'm going with. Because, meh. There's no real reason for me to worry about going with anything else. Oh, well. Anyway, I didn't get to do a video on the first episode because I didn't get to watch it last week. So today I'll be doing both 1 and 2. And like some of the other series, I've read the manga on this. Still not caught up to it, but I've read enough of it. Oh man, but yeah, we follow Glenn Raiders. I think that's how you say that. And he's basically an unmotivated teacher in charge of a class of talented youths. Oh goodness. But the thing about this series is, like, I never paid much attention to it because, you know, when you're reading manga, it's black and white. But they flipped the typical characterization for anime girls. Like, usually when you see a blonde with blue eyes, she's gonna be the tsundere, annoying type-ish character. But they made her the extremely sweet character in this anime, which is odd. Really odd. And we'll get into that more as we see more episodes, because, you know, this is just introductory stuff, episode 1 and 2, letting you know exactly who this guy is and how he thinks and acts. It doesn't tell you much about other characters. Like, you get to know that Frick and Sister, or the White Cat, as he called her, how she basically wants to be a great magician, or sorry, mage, there we go, because her grandfather had a dream of being, you know, a great mage and whatnot, so she's basically following in his footsteps. And that's pretty much the only background you get on a character besides Glenn. And you don't actually get much background on Glenn. You just know that he lived with Celica, I believe her name is. I'm sorry, it's sometimes I forget names. That's just what happens. But the other blonde woman in the show, you'll catch a couple of those in the series, but still, the other blonde woman that you know of right now in the series, I believe her name's Silly. She's Professor. She basically recommended him to be at that school because, unlike the students, she actually knows what he can do, and she just wants him to live a good life. Which is, you know, a great thing for someone to want for you, even if you don't want to do it yourself, even if you'd rather just sit around and not have to do anything, you know. But no, people don't want you to do that. They want you to go out and experience things. And, you know what? Never mind. Anyway, Glenn is an interesting character. He does a bunch of funny stuff, which is part of who he is and not part of who he is at the same time. You'll learn that stuff later as well. But he's actually quite strong. Although they make him look extremely weak. Like when he had a challenge from Sister because she was upset at him not being a great teacher, he took a couple of shocks and goofed around like, you know, he was extremely weak when he's not. And anybody that watches these types of animes can tell that he's not a weak guy, but he's one of those characters that plays goofy. Like, you guys remember, well, I don't know if you guys remember that or not, because I don't know exactly who you guys are. I don't know exactly what type of anime backgrounds you have, but have any of you guys ever watched Trigun? Back in the day, that was awesome. And the thing is, it was awesome because he was a really goofy character that was extremely powerful. You know, he was really good, but he was extremely goofy, so you didn't, well, you weren't supposed to understand or know that he had extreme power. And that's how this guy is here. He's a really goofy character makes you laugh quite often, and gives a nice sense of humor to this show. A good comedic relief character is what he tends to be most of the time. And Sister, it's basically gonna be the straight man. And I don't know, episode 1 and 2, you get all this lighthearted, good feeling. He decides he wants to actually start teaching them properly, and he does. And everybody likes him, everybody's coming to his class to listen. But around the end of episode 2, things are starting to actually, get a little bit darker. These dudes come in to freaking take Remy, I believe her name is, the blonde chick. And one of the guys takes Sister and tries to have his way with her. Let's say that, instead of using the actual word. But he was like, well, it wouldn't be any fun to do this to the other chick because she doesn't have a breakable will, but you do. And it's obvious from the way you act. I mean, those type of girls tend to be extremely weak. The ones that put off that they're not. And that's what he was saying, and, it was proven true, and then Glenn walks in, saves her, as we all kind of expected, because this show isn't that dark. I mean, goodness. The type of show that would have to be that dark would be something like, it's hard to even say, because I can't think of many things. Berserk? Berserk would be that dark. The hero doesn't show up on time. That's Berserk. Can't think of many others right now. You guys tell me if you can think of any, because I'm sure I've seen some and I just can't think of them right now. Like there's this manga I'm reading about this guy who's living in a mansion full of monsters, and it's really lighthearted until it's not. You get to one part in that manga where there's a chick that's about to get raped, and you think guy's gonna come in and save her. Nobody came to save her. Oh, flip. There was a manga about this wolf guy. Yeah, that's another one. Mostly it's in manga though. That's what I'm trying to say. In the animes, you don't usually catch that stuff. But it's whatever. I'm gonna leave that alone. This was pretty fun. It's gonna get more interesting as it goes on, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Not that these episodes weren't great. Well, they weren't great. But not that these episodes weren't okay. But I'm looking forward to the future. Tell me guys what you think about this. See you next time. Peace out and have a great day.